Sweden is not only a country that is cold in the winter, it's also cold spiritually. But at the same time, there's a spark of hope. There's power in the gospel, and that could warm cold hearts. I'm Daniel Norén. I'm a native Swede, 37 years old, working in a suburb of Gothenburg with church planting. So I grew up on the Swedish countryside in a family with godly parents. As long as I can remember, I always believed that I was a sinner and that Jesus died for my sins. I really went through at the same time a great struggle where I saw that things that didn't match up with the Bible when I looked on the church, and it created a faith crisis. But in the midst of this, I was studying the Bible a lot, and it just started to come alive for me. So after meeting my wife in the Middle East, we lived in the Middle East and North Africa for a while. And then after getting some opportunities, we moved to Gothenburg, in a suburb which is predominantly people from all around the world. It's 93% from an immigrant background and 104 different nationalities scattered. And a brother used to come to faith, and he had a hard time finding a solid church. So he asked us if we could come and help him to plant a church. So I'm pastoring the little church that we planted together with my fellow elder. One area that I'm involved in is that we're targeting people from all around the world to reach them with the gospel. There's many unreached people groups coming to Sweden, and especially in our area. So we go to this international market where we pass out gospel portions and New Testaments in more than 60 different languages and share the gospel with our ability. Sometimes it's a big language barrier, but if they can read it in their own languages, they can get it and get hold of the gospel, and it's the power of God unto salvation. My fellow elder and I, we started up something we call Equipped Sweden, where we have a yearly conference training pastors and leaders to be in expository preaching, and we also have module courses in expository preaching. On top of that, I'm the chairman for Reformedia, a non-profit book publisher. So far we've published 12 different books, and a lot thanks to the help of HeartCry. We're very thankful for that. And we also provide a lot of internet resources. Many people, they read the Bible, but it's like what I hear, the testimony of many people is that they don't remember what they're reading, but just to bring out resources to help them see what's there. And especially with kids, like in Sweden, we have a problem where we're losing the next generations. If you just look on all the continents in the world, Europe has the least amount of evangelicals if you count per percentage-wise. And Sweden is on the forefront of this secularization. Nowadays, it's less than 2% that would regard themselves as evangelicals. And more than one evangelical church are being closed down every week. Also, we see the growth of Islam because of immigration. So Islam is becoming a stronger and stronger force. And from a secular point of view, it's becoming harder and harder to express Christian values without being harassed for it. So if you want to raise our kids in a Christian way, and that's a challenge. And they get bombarded from everywhere in the society with different values. It's not just for me as a father, but when I look around as a pastor, and when I look around on churches around in the country, we're losing the next generation. I think that's for sure the greatest challenge. The church is the center of God's plan for bringing out the gospel, and what we need more than anything else is sound, healthy, biblical churches that would proclaim the gospel and reach out in the community. And that's what would give a long-lasting impact. You can send an evangelist and share and preach the gospel, but we need solid biblical churches. And a dream for me would be to see that once again that there would be a church that I could send people in every major city if they ask for it, where I know that when they come there, the preaching will be the main point of the passage and the gospel will be at the center. The greatest need in Sweden, it's the gospel. We need to rediscover the gospel. Like in the 19th century, you could go to basically any city, any village, and you would hear the gospel. But today, like, it's to a big extent lost. We need to rediscover the gospel. Since 1848, the Baptist movement grew until I think it was 1918, when there was around 60,000 members of the Baptist denomination. But unfortunately, liberalism crept in and destroyed the whole denomination. And today, the Baptist denomination has merged with the Methodist and another very liberal denomination, so there's not much left. In the midst of this secularization and de-Christianization, there's so many sparks of hope. There's young people that are starving for the truth, and they're hungry for the Bible, and we need to help them. We need to get them the Bible. We need to get them the gospel. And there's hope for this country, of once again that there will be solid churches around in the country. Praise be to God, there's solid Baptist churches being planted in the country, and we're praying for more. And at the same time, existing churches are being reformed back to the gospel. So keep praying that God will continue this good work back to the Bible, back to the gospel. That's the hope for Sweden.